right, listen, that ain't how that's supposed to go. But I couldn't take it no more. That was a lot lamer than I thought it was gonna be. Chicago was good. Hey yo, that was a lot lamer than I thought it was gonna be. We're gonna go back to the regular 5-minute countdown. I thought that was gonna hit on some dramatic stuff. It did not. Hey, let me get some Bernines in the chat, y'all. Let me get some Bernines in the chat. What is good? It's your boy Pastor Designer back at it again. Man, we got Bears football. Justin Fields' first start about to come in. Man, I am excited for the day, as y'all can tell. That's why I had to kill it. I was like, dog, this is like, I'm like, they finna think I'm finna be doing this show live off the Titanic right here. Like, no, dog, we're not doing that. No, we're gonna go back. We're gonna get some nice music over the original countdown. Actually, we got some dope coming for you. I ain't gonna tell y'all that just yet though. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, like the video, hit that bell. We got so much to get into here. Listen, Justin Fields making his first start. A lot of excitement in Chicago. Let's jump into this thing. There's a lot that we have to watch for, and there's a lot that Matt Nagy said in his press conference today that it seems like, a lot of us already knew. But we were excited. He's excited. We're excited. Now it's about making it happen. Now it's about making it happen for the Chicago Bears. Now it's about protecting this kid and putting him in a scheme that's going to work. A lot of people were upset about what Matt said, what we saw from Matt when he was like, it's amazing how good he looked when he got the first team reps. It's amazing how good he looked when he was out there with the number one. And I feel like a lot of us knew, like, hey, if you throw him out there, he might look really good with the number ones. I don't know how to tell you this, but he might look really good if you throw him out there with the number ones. You got to at least see. You have to at least see, right? I'm not mad at him for not giving Justin the number one reps if he's not going to start him. I'm mad at him for not making it a quarterback competition. That will always be my problem with that. You went out there and you ran two quarterbacks out there and you made it no kind of competition. But we're past that. We're here now. Justin Fields' first start as a Chicago Bear this Sunday versus the Cleveland Browns. What should we expect from the young rookie? What should we expect from the young rookie? Here's what I'm looking for out of Justin. Here's what I'm expecting out of Justin. I don't expect the Bears to come out of this game with a win. I don't. I hope that I'm proven wrong, but I don't expect the Bears to come out of this game with a win. I would like to see Justin Fields get a total of 280 yards. I would like to see him get minimum 250 passing yards. I'm hoping for more like 280 passing yards, but I would like to see him get a minimum of 250 passing yards. I would like to see him get about 30 rushing yards because they're need to rush situations. I don't want him running down the field. Here's the thing that I don't want with Justin. And the thing that, listen, as much as I can dog Nagy for how he handled Mitch, the one thing that he was right about is you're going to have to learn how to throw this ball to be in the league. Justin knows how to throw the ball. I want Justin to wow us with his arm, not with his leg. I want to see Justin wow us with his arm, not with his leg. I think if we can see that, if we can see Justin Fields' arm talent, then listen, we're moving up. Now I can say with confidence, I've been saying it, like I think the Bears found their franchise quarterback. Now I can say with confidence, hey, listen, I think the Chicago Bears went out and found their franchise quarterback. I think the Chicago Bears, I think we're going to see that this week. I really do. I think we're going to see that this week. I'm thinking 282 touchdowns from Justin Fields. I want to see one passing. I do want to see a rushing touchdown. I don't want his legs to be nullified. But I do want to see more of his arm talent. And I do expect to see an interception from him. I do. You hate to say it, you hate to see it, but I do expect to see an interception. Justin's still good. Here's the thing we have to understand when we're looking at this, right? Justin's still going to make rookie mistakes. And that is okay. Justin is still going to make rookie mistakes, and that is okay. I like this comment from Petey. He says, I get a gunslinger vibe from Fields. I don't know if I'd go gunslinger, Jay Cutler, more gunslinger, Brett Favre. I don't get gunslinger vibe, but he's not afraid to take shots. He trusts his arm. That's the difference in what we're seeing right now at the quarterback position. Even with Andy Dalton in there, listen, we got a couple of guys that trust their arm. We need that. We need guys that trust their arm. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be mistakes from Justin. Absolutely. There's going to be some plays where we look at it and we're like, ugh, that was ugly. I'm not going to go as far as P. Kid did when he said that Justin isn't ready. I think that Justin's going to be ready to be a start quarterback, not a star quarterback. And I think that's the difference. I think that Justin Fields is absolutely ready to be a starting quarterback. I would love for him to be ready to be a star quarterback, but I think that he's absolutely ready to be a starting quarterback, and that's big. The other thing I expect to see, I do expect to see a bounce back game from Allen Robinson. I know we're going up against a tough Browns defense. I don't know why I was thinking Bills there. I know we're going up against a tough Browns defense. I know there's going to be some struggles against that Browns defense, but I do expect to see the Bears come out and offensively do some good things. And this is an excellent point by Chris. It's on Matt Nagy. Now, as I went through the tape last week, I will say this: Matt Nagy did a good job scheming up some plays. They weren't all pretty. They weren't all, oh my goodness, Matt, you really killed this one. And, there were still some clunkers in there, but Matt Nagy did a good job scheming up some of those plays. There's a couple times where Justin missed an open read trying to get the ball to A-Rob. I'm okay with that. A-Rob's got to come down with that. I think that a week of practice, a week of working with the ones is going to help A-Rob come down with that. I thought so. Mike's not coming through as clear as I'd like. I really think that this team offensively is absolutely hindered on what Matt Nagy is going to be able to do. I really think that what we're going to see from this team offensively is going to be hindered on what we see Matt Nagy be able to do. And a great point by Tremaine right there. Don't abandon the run. Don't abandon the run. He's got to be the reason. He's got to be the key. Justin Fields is supposed to be the key that unlocks his system, right? That's what he's supposed to do. Is that gonna be the case? Are we gonna see Matt Nagy's system get unlocked? Another big thing that to pay attention on with the Chicago Bears and with just coming into this game, kind of seeing what they're going to be able to do. I do expect a bounce back game for A-Rob. I said 102 yards for A-Rob, one touchdown. But the thing that really, really flew in on with A-Rob and with the Bears and who they're going up against here, it's not about when you play a team, or it's not about who you play, it's about when you play them. It's not about who you play, it's about when you play them. The Bears have an opportunity right now that listen, Baker Mayfield dealing with some injuries. Baker Mayfield absolutely dealing with some injuries here. We saw him at practice this week a couple of times, just trying his best to protect that shoulder. He's handing the ball off with the offhand just to protect his shoulder. You attack that. You get to him. You have to do all that you can to get to him. You have to attack that. The other key thing that we got to look at going up against the Browns is there's also going to be uh, uh, um, let me get his name here. I got to type that. Who am I thinking of? JT Treader. That's what I'm thinking of right there. Brown center, JT Treader. He missed a couple of practices. So, hey, listen, Akeem Hicks, this is your time. Missing a couple of practices, knee injury, attack him. Attack that knee. Do whatever you got to do to get it done. It's not about who you play, it's about when you play them. And I think the Chicago Bears are playing the Cleveland Browns possibly at the right time. Now, the scary part on the flip side of that, we're dealing with some of our own injury issues yet again. Eddie Goldman, Matt Nagy said today he's going to pretty much be day to day, and that's something that I mean, we saw him be limited the last couple of days. Today, he does not practice. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of what he is. He's gonna be a game time decision. I don't know if that's a scheme thing. If they're just trying to rest him there. I don't know what the plan was going into that. I don't know what the issue was with that. But he's been limited the last 2 days. He doesn't practice today. He's not moving in the right direction with that knee, and to me, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. That's somebody that I think you're relying on defensively to really take a lot of the stress off of Khalil Mack, take a lot of the stress off of Akeem Hicks. And this is an offense that listen, OBJ is coming back off of injury. He'll be able to get after you a little bit. Now it's going to take OBJ a couple of times, probably a couple of reps to get into it, but he'll be able to get after. He'll absolutely be able to get after. My prediction for this game, I don't see a good outcome for the Chicago Bears right now. I really don't. I see a team that is inserting a new quarterback versus one of the tougher defenses in the NFL. I think that Justin is going to play well. I think that listen, he could have a game of his life. This is his return to Ohio, a state that he pretty much owns. You know what I'm saying? But there's still going to be some question marks. There's still going to be some issues. There's still going to be some fear with that. He's going out there against one of the tougher defenses in the NFL, going out there against one of the tougher front sevens in the NFL. Is he going to be able to use his feet to his advantage? and I don't wanna see that much of that. This is a game where the offensive line is going to have to be huge for Justin Fields. It just is. You gotta get Monty involved, absolutely, but this is gonna be a game where, listen, this could be the start of something great. I like that comment. Fields right now is 11-0. And listen, I mean, listen, if we look at what the Bears have done versus Cleveland, the Bears have had a good record versus Cleveland. They played well. It's not versus this Cleveland team. You know what I'm saying? It's not versus the Baker Mayfield where he's slinging that thing all over the field Cleveland team. And I think that if you get to Baker, if you start knocking Baker down, if you start to, get hit him on the side with that shoulder, that listen, there's going to be some issues that could arise there, absolutely. But Baker does a good job with his feet as well. Baker does a good job getting away. We've seen the Bears kind of struggle more with those mobile quarterbacks. They did a good job versus Joe Burrow last week. I want to see what Sean Desai is able to draw up for this Browns offense. But listen, this is a Browns offense that absolutely can get into you, and you're adding OBJ back into it. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, they weren't winning as much with OBJ because he was trying to force the ball to OBJ. You don't have an option now. Jarvis Landry on IR. He doesn't have an option. OBJ is his number one target, and guess what? Guess where we struggle at? We're talking about it like, with OBJ in there, Baker has struggled with them, and like our DBs are Jalen Johnson with Kyle Fuller, and we expect them to come out and dominate. That secondary is not pretty. If we're not getting the Baker, it could be a long day for this Bears team. It could be a long day for this Bears team, but I don't anticipate us winning the game. I do anticipate us with an injured Baker, no Jarvis Landry. I think at the time I didn't know that OBJ was coming back, all of that, but there's going to be more. I think the game will be closer. I think I had it 31-17. I'm gonna bump that down to 24-17. Bears do come on the losing end of it, but I just don't see us getting much more than what Justin Fields is going to be able to offer. I don't see us getting much more than what Justin's going to be able to go out there and do, and I think that he ends up getting both of the Bears touchdowns on the day, and then the Bears end up mustering out another field goal out of that. And I mean, listen, for a first start, that's not bad for Justin Fields. I'm okay with us losing games versus better teams if the reason that we're losing the game, I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm not okay with us losing games. I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna lambaste Nagy at the end of it. But I'm okay with us taking a step back and maybe winning right now to develop the quarterback of the future. I think that makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not okay with the Bears losing. I still think we had David Schuster on. He said that you shouldn't expect too much from Justin. You shouldn't expect him to make the playoffs. I do expect him to make the playoffs. This is a playoff team before Justin got here. This should still be a playoff team with a better quarterback. Yes, a better quarterback in that position. Justin Fields right now absolutely better than Mr. Trubisky, better than Nick Foles. With a better quarterback in there. Now, is he going to make those rookie mistakes? Yeah. He's going to have some issues. But he is a better quarterback. He's more talented with his arm than either of the two guys we had last year. I expect a lot from this kid. Like the video if you agree. It's not about who you play, it's about when you play them. And right now, the Bears are catching the Browns at a pretty good time. Right now, the Bears are catching the Browns at a pretty good time. We need to see the balance. We need to see Matt Nagy be able to come out and really set his players up and put them in a good position to succeed. A lot of this falls on the scheme on both sides of the ball. Let's not just call out Matt Nagy. Let's also call out Sean Desai. Hey, you schemed a heck of a game versus a very bad team, but I watched you scheme a very poor game versus a very good team. This is about the scheme going into this game because I believe you have the players on the field to execute it. I think Allen Robinson bounces back. They're not expecting Darnell Mooney to miss time. I think Darnell Mooney bounces back because Justin's getting this rapport with them now. He's finally able to get that rapport in the room with them. Offensively, your scheme has to fit your quarterback. A lot of this week depends on what Matt Nagy comes out with. And like P. Kid has said many times on this show, Matt Nagy's been outcoached almost every time we've seen him on the field. Other than one time versus Mike McCarthy out in Dallas or in Soldier Field, but versus Dallas, when have we seen Matt Nagy outcoach the guy on the other side? Sean Desai, I need you to do what you did versus Baker Mayfield. Because not only was this is the thing that a lot of people didn't even peep with Sean Desai. We saw Baker get hit in the game before Baker didn't make mistakes. Or no, I'm sorry, I said Baker. We saw Lord, now I can't think of his name because I got Baker on the brain. Give it a second. You got to reset the brain. Y'all ever have to do that? Joe Burrow. I beat myself to looking it up. We saw Joe Burrow. And shout out to Levante for sending it through too. We saw Joe Burrow get hit 5 times versus the Minnesota Vikings. He didn't turn the ball over. He looks good. Shout out to you, T'Challa. Appreciate the love, bro. Big love. Shout out Baki. Sean Desai not only schemed up a great game plan so that Joe Burrow was getting hit, but also that the defense was prepared to take that ball away when Joe Burrow was getting hit. We didn't see that in the first game. Now we saw you play poorly versus a good team. We saw you play great versus a bad team. Now let's see you play good versus a good team. I don't need great. I need good. You come out and you play good versus Baker Mayfield with pretty much Nick Chubb and OBJ. If that defense comes out with a great scheme right there, listen, we could be speaking an entirely different tune when it comes to the Bears Sunday night or Sunday afternoon post game. I like Pete. We can't let a guy named Baker beat us. And Bill, no, Goldman is well. We don't know on Gold. We don't know on Gold. Defensively, I'm assuming he's out because he DNP'd today. DNP is the worst thing we could have saw. Limited, he might actually play, but DNP, I feel like that's more indicative of him. I'm leaning towards him probably being out, especially when you're DNPing on a Friday. Usually they'll say if it's rest. I mean, with Jimmy Graham, they've been saying vet rest day. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's rest, just say rest. If it's rest, just say rest. That's a good point to bring up, Torian. Absolutely. I hope Goldman isn't suffering from Trey Burton syndrome. You hate to say it that way, but it might be. I mean, he missed a year. He said that we heard comments about him kind of, coming bringing into question his love of the game. I'm not one of those guys that'll go after somebody's love of the game. If you're playing the game, I'm assuming you love it. I'm assuming you love what you do. To go out there and beat yourself up, to go out there and deal with injury. I'm not that guy that's going to be like, oh, well, you've got to go out there and you've got to try and kill yourself to be on the field. No, like if you're hurt, you're hurt. If you can't play, you can't play. But Goldman absolutely would make a difference defensively. Goldman would absolutely make a difference defensively. I think that this game became a lot closer the second we saw Baker deal with the injury and knowing what we have up front. Listen, we need another game like we saw out of Khalil Mack. We need another game like we saw out of Robert Quinn. I love the fact that Sean Desai put Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack on the same side a couple of times. Because you know what? No matter what side Khalil Mack's on, or what side Robert Quinn, I'm sorry, no matter what side Robert Quinn's on, they're going to say, hey, we got to stop this Mack guy from killing Baker Mayfield. Because Mack absolutely has the ability to do it. We've got to stop this Mack guy from killing Baker Mayfield. Let Robert Quinn through double up on him. And we saw Robert Quinn get home because of that. What's he at? 2.5 sacks already on the season? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Chicago has an uphill climb, man. Chicago has an uphill climb into this game. You're coming in with a rookie quarterback. You're coming in with injury issues already. I mean, I think Gibson's out all as well. So you're down another DB. That's tough. That's tough. The Bears defensively are missing a lot. A lot is going to be predicated on getting to Baker Mayfield. This front seven has such a job right now. A lot of this is going to be predicated on getting to Baker Mayfield, getting home, and making him struggle, making him feel that shoulder. So my final prediction on it, I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with my prediction right now. I think the Bears do lose. I think we're gonna drop to 1-2. I think that it's a 24-17 game. I think I had it as a bigger loss earlier. I had it as 31-17. So I've got it dropping down a little bit. But this could be a game. Listen, this is a game where there's some of those big games when you're trying to make the playoffs where you've got to flip one of the games that you're supposed to lose. You got to flip it. You know what I'm saying? You got to flip one of those that we put on the schedule as an L to a W. This is a game that you can. It's not about who you play, it's about when you play. And this is absolutely a game that you can. Who's the backup for the Browns? I believe Case Keenum. Let me get y'all predictions in here real quick. Torian says 24-20. Who you got winning that, Torian? Bears or Browns? Levante going hard the other way. He said we dominate them. 35-16 Bears. I love it. 35-16 Bears. Woo, we got some Bears fans confident in here. 42-10 Bears. Torian's got the Browns winning. He said. We got some confident Bears fans in here. Look at Jay Crit out here. 28-21 Bears. Okay. Okay. I like when I'm the minority on the Bears that might lose type of thing. Hold up. Speedy going with the hot take. He's going with the hot take. Eddie Jackson, pick six. You heard it here first from me. He's got a pick six for Eddie Jackson. What else we got? I'm seeing it come in. We got the Bears going in. Baki, 20-17 Bears. That would be a letdown, wouldn't it? That'd be a real. No, I guess Justin still gets 2 touchdowns out of that. Let's say we get 3 touchdowns on the day, but a missed extra point. I like that. Matty Matt, 27-24 Bears. Good lord, we going all in on the Bears, man. Y'all gonna make me try to change my pick. What we got? What else we got? What else we got? Marcus says 28-17 Bears. Burton. What else we got here? What else we got here? Bill says our O-line has actually played pretty well. Keep Fields clean, feed Monty, we can get the dub. Okay. Okay, I like this. I like this. 17-14 Bears. Oh man, we got the Bears love coming in. Chris says 21-17 Bears. Who else we got? Jermaine. He says 27-17 Bears. Verdun. Verdun. We got the Verduns going in here. Zachary says Bears win 28-21. Verdun. Verdun. 3 sacks for Max from Dwayne Smith. Verdun. What else we got? What else we got in here, Crit? I got the DBs with at least 5 tackles. Okay. Okay. All of them? No, that's not good. 5 tackles. I don't think 5 tackles as a whole is going to lead to the prediction you had. We got Damien in here. 2019 Browns. He had, yeah, You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. Yo, hey yo, here we go. Here we go. One more before we get up out of here. Then I got a couple of things to let y'all know about that we got coming up. Justin Fields, 300 passing yards, 2 TDs, one running, 75 yards on the ground. Bears win 27-21. I like that. I like that. Bird Don. Bird Don. We got Bird Don in the chat. Let me get the Bird Dons in the chat. Let me let y'all know about some of the things we got going on. Date here real quick because we are planning a live event. We want y'all to come to the live event. We are planning a live event, and I will get exact location and all of that to post. But it is going to be at a club, so I believe it will be 21 and up. So if you're 21 and up, get into it with us. Monday night on November 8th versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to be live. We're going to be live. I will get details and all of that on the club, but that is pretty much we're setting that down in stone now. The date we definitely have locked in, so we want to see y'all there. We want to see y'all come through, and we're gonna watch the game there. We might even do a live call there as well, with you guys, being involved. Some of the P1s might even be able to get on a mic. We're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff, man. So we appreciate y'all. Dwayne said he's gonna be at the game. Shout out to you, man. But yeah, we're gonna be live on November 8th. That is a 7:15 kickoff. We'll probably be there a couple hours before, just to get some drinks in, enjoy some time, talk with the listeners, stuff like that. We really appreciate y'all for rocking with us. If y'all haven't done so already as well, make sure to get into the Windy City Weekly. The link is up. I believe the link is in the description below. If not, I'll update the video. Give me like 10 minutes after the video is posted. I do know that the video is on the community tab or of the video. I do know that the link is on the community tab on the Windy City Breeze YouTube page. So go over to there as well, and check in on that. Um, and then the other thing to think about is we got a lot of Bulls stuff coming up. Bulls training camp. We got Bulls news early today that Pat Will is down. Got some stuff coming out about kind of the Bulls roster and stuff like that. I seen you, Matty Matt. We got that working on its way in the work, and then we're gonna be calling every game live. So if y'all want to get in here, um, man, it's so much fun. Some of the P1s can let y'all know, man, how much fun we have in those Bulls lives, man. Every now and then you get Ringo just saying something outlandish. What did he say last year? He said Steven Adams has an underrated Euro step. And then he didn't say nothing else. He just said Steven Adams has an underrated Euro step. And he didn't say nothing else. Oh, other thing too. For Justin's first game, we're gonna do a live call. I don't do live calls often. I don't do live calls often for a reason. Because I usually end up freaking out or losing my mind when it comes to the bet. I do live calls for Bulls all the time. But Sunday, Justin Fields' first start, me and P Kid are supposed to be doing a live call. At least I'll be here. We're going to be doing a live call of the Chicago Bears game. Like now, listen, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you gonna show the game?" We can't show the game. The P1s know, y'all know if y'all been rocking with us. Air it out. You already know, Matty Matt. Jesus, yeah, Jesus. That was a tough day. Y'all ain't seen that clip. Check that out. But yeah, we're gonna be live calling the Bears game this Sunday, talking, just kind of breaking down what we see from the field. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some of my like NFL have played in the NFL guys in here. It's not going to be in the new stew, Dwayne. It's going to be here. So the new stew, the reason we don't do a lot of like live stuff or any live stuff in the new stew is because where it's at, we're in like a transition thing. So we're in that studio. That's going to be the setup, but it's also we're getting a possibility of a bigger space. So we're trying to weigh out whether we should just get internet now or later. We're probably going to lean later. Um, so it might be a little bit before we doing lives in there, but we do got lives coming from there as well. So be ready for that. But yeah, this Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff. We're gonna get it started. We're gonna get it cracking. Y'all pull up and be in here for the excitement that's gonna be on the way, man. That's pretty much all I've got at the moment. Like I said, get into it with the FanDuel. If y'all haven't signed up with our link, please do because we're trying to get 200 new subscribers. It absolutely puts more money in our pocket. and it absolutely helps us, do more with the show, get some internet for the new studio. You know what I'm saying? Man, other than that, I think that's all I got, man. I got Bears. I got Bears losing. I got Bears losing 50 or geez, I looked at how many people's in there. My bad. Easy. Let's take it back. I got Bears losing 24-17. I'm hoping to be wrong because we'll be calling it live. I'm hoping to be losing my mind about Justin Fields. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports. Chicago Talk. Get in tune with us and make sure y'all cop some merch. Y'all some Bears fans. I saw a couple people cop some merch, man, today. Shout out to y'all, man. Get in that new Bears merch. We talk Chicago sports. Chicago Talk. We appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Hey, yo, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.